champion in overtime from Mount Evan High School, Nathan Tanner. At this time, I'd like to present the award medal.
Come on, Billy! Come on, Billy! Come on, Billy. Leg attack. Attack the leg. Attack the leg, Billy. Billy, why don't we see you on those? Billy, attack the leg.
Billy, gotta shoot.
Get out of time! Get out of the time! What you thought? Do something. Billy, the left. Billy, you're only going to beat him if you attack the leg. You gotta move, Billy! Attack the legs, Billy. Cross face. Cross face. Attack the legs. Don't give up! Way to go, Billy! Keep it up! Pressure on! Down the legs, Bill! Gotta be quick there! Drive on! Drive on! Suck it in! Suck it in! Bill, you got 30 seconds. Take him down and win! Super!
The champion, 189 pounds for 1994 Western Mass, Randy Sample from East Long Meadow.
He's a track champion. Look at this, look at this, look at this. Back away, solid. You got it. Yeah. Good. Track champion. Where that referee got me?
Now wrestling the last finals match of the night at heavyweight. Bob Klein from Mount Greylock versus Ashley Chafee at minus.
Away, Bob. Keep the pressure on him. Keep it. Pressure on, Bubba. Go after him. That was a bad call, definitely. Definitely. If really shot earlier on him, we wouldn't have had the situation. Come on, Bob, you got a minute to work with here. Come on. Shoot, Bob. Definitely the worst call on you. Turn fast, Bob. I think I really shot. That's how you make a stalling call.
Right, Andy.
1-0. That's only one. That was a warning of stalling, not a point.
Coaches, when you have a chance, please pick up your ballots for Outstanding Wrestler at the head table.
People say, well, I used to yell at Ronald Reagan. Well, only to be heard because we were at a rope line 100 yards away, and the alternative was just to, like good little ladies and gentlemen, be quiet, and as a reporter, not try to find out what he was thinking.
Right. We have a call from Washington, D.C. Go ahead for Sam.
What he was thinking.
Yeah, hi, Sam.
Yes.
Just wondering if you think there are any journalists on TV today that are worth $7 million a year.
Oh, at least one, if you're referring to my co-anchor, Diane Sawyer. I don't know what Diane makes. It's reported in the public print.
But she doesn't have dental. So
well, maybe
what
it's 6, you know. I don't know, 5 or 4, or I don't know what it is. But Diane is clearly in the marketplace, in the estimation of Roone Arledge and ABC, worth every penny they're paying her. And I'm going to agree.
Right. What, now Diane Sawyer tonight, she's leading that brilliant expose on the Manson murders.
Well, what is that about? Well, wait, hold on a second, Dennis. Watch it. I mean, let's not rush to judgment.
I think I've seen it ad nauseum, Sam.
You haven't seen this one?
Well, what is this? What's the slant here? Leslie
Well, I haven't
Patty
seen the program.
Krenwinkel finally speaking?
I haven't seen the program. We're going to watch it. But Diane talks to some of the women who were the patsies, who Manson set up, and they're quite bitter, as I understand it, that he, all these years, has taken no responsibility for the way he programmed them to participate in those crimes. It may not be your cup of tea, but that's right. Other people may enjoy it.
I'm talking about the fact that don't you sense some sort of subtle backlash from the people in this culture? They're getting sick of people like this being celebrated or even giving access to the airwaves. They might have been patsies. They were patsies who destroyed a lot of lives, and I think there's a contingent of our culture that are thinking, why are these people on? Why are we giving them?
There is a contingent, and they won't watch. And there's a lot of channels that they can watch, and more power to them. But a lot of people will watch. I guarantee you, if few people watch this show tonight, we're not going to do it again.
Yeah.
It's like saying, I often ask people, did you watch the Civil War series that Ken Burns did on PBS? Everyone says yes. If that were true, of course, it would have had a huge rating. It did not have a huge rating. For PBS, it had a large rating, but no, people didn't watch. I say to people, what about Tonya Harding? Well, you're doing it too much. You did it too much. Huge audiences. Who were those people? From Mars? We like to think that we have nothing but culture. We like to think that we wouldn't dabble with Charles Manson, but we watch. And as long as commercial television exists, that's probably what you're going to respond to. Just like Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, but do you
No one watched?
First show out of the box,
They'd throw you off.
Sam, new magazine show, first show out of the box, like 15 to 20 years hence, the Manson?
Well, Roone Arledge explained that. I can't do any better than Roone Arledge, who was, I thought, very honest about it. He said we wanted people to watch.
Right.
Now, if we put on a show about Zooch, who's going to watch? You're talking about this. You raised this. Did I do the promo?
I just ludicrous.
Diane, did I do the promo for tonight's show?
All right, see, I've
He did. Roone is right.
Okay.
By the way, Roone, I'd like a raise.
Hey, listen, on a lighter note, aren't you a birthday boy?
Not yet.
Pretty close, though.
I'm not 60 yet.
I think I remember a decade ago you getting a cake or so, and...
It's coming up on
Well, he wanted to do it again. Former President of the United States, Ronald Reagan.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy... Oh, Sam, God bless you. And God help you. It's the 21st anniversary of your 39th birthday. God bless you.
Mr. President, what is your Social Security number? Do you remember?
I just remember my age is about 16 and dog years. That's all I know.
Very good to see you.
Well,
I've admired you for a long time, as you well know.
Huh?
I mean, you ran the country and tripled the national debt, but who's counting,
Sam,
sir?
Candle time.
Okay.
Knock
that
it
was
out,
mean of
buddy.
you. Let me make a wish first.
Okay. Wish for a 24 share on that Manson thing tonight.
24? It's got to be bigger than that.
I'm sorry. There you go. Happy birthday.
Thank
Nice
you.
to meet you, Mr.
Thank you,
Donaldson.
Dennis.
We're going to take a break. We'll be right back right after this with Jim Morris and all the presidents.
Page 1.
Gotcha.
The pressure pushed him.
But what if these aren't the guys? What if they're innocent?
The story surrounded him.
Don't blow it. Hold the page 1 till 8 o'clock, not a minute more.
The passion drove him.
I don't want to be wrong today. People will read this and they'll believe us.
Michael Keaton, Glenn Close, Marissa Tomei, Robert Duvall, Randy Quaid.
You gotta say it. Stop the presses!
The Paper, rated R. Starts Friday, March 25th at theaters everywhere.
I'm a nurse, and I'm a nurse first, and I'm an Aetna employee second. The care is first. You know, is that patient being handled appropriately? I would hope that we would all care about patients the way we would ourselves or our own family members. And that's the way I see it, that, you know, that's my job.
Your burden is great, but your shoulders are strong, for you are the business traveler. You persevere much and endure all with but one request.
Just get me a good deal on a rental car.
Budget hears the cries of every man. And man, have we got a deal for you. Like this Lincoln Continental with unlimited mileage for only $49.99 a day. Oh, road warrior, now more than ever, the smart money is on budget.
Every time you have an awful cold, do you try a new cold remedy? Well, the search is over. Introducing Robitussin Liquid Gels. Powerful, non-drowsy relief for your cold.
Feeling better?
Yeah.
New Robitussin Liquid Gels. Finally, Robitussin relief for your cold.
They sparkle, they shine, they disinfect. Nothing outperforms them in the bathroom. Scrubbing bubbles, only in Dow Bathroom Cleaner. We work hard, so you don't have to.
We're back on Larry King Live. I am Larry King. You know, there are basically three ways to be a fixture here in Washington. Get elected, get appointed, or work up a lounge act. Jim Morris has gone with option 3, keeping Presidents Reagan and Bush around long after their licenses to govern expired. He's giving the incumbent a pretty good once-over, too. Please welcome Jim Morris. As President Clinton, and President Clinton, I have to ask you, what are your feelings about all the Whitewater heat?
Well, I just want to say that, you know, it breaks my heart. You know, especially hearing people like you laugh, you know, there was nothing improper that went on. Absolutely nothing. And I had absolutely no knowledge of the Watergate break-in. Let me just say that
It's tough to keep those two separated. I see the Clintons in more, you know, they deny more frequently than TNT runs the Beastmaster. These people are constantly on the ropes.
I saw Nixon today in Moscow, was it?
Yeah, he got chilled by Yeltsin. Oh, that hurts.
No, I made the effort. I went to the door. I opened the door. He was sprawled out on the rug. Just lemon rinds and olive pits everywhere.
You know, that must have really...
Why don't you get to a meeting, pal?
Boris is knocking him back in midday. That must have killed Nixon, though, because, you know, Russia for Nixon was like France for Jerry Lewis. You know, that was the last room available to him. And now he's getting turned away over there by the leaders. It must hurt. What's your take on the Whitewater thing? This is great for your business, right?
I mean, yeah, well, sorry to say, but... you know, anytime there's heightened activity in Washington and people are turning their gaze over there, absolutely. I think it's really sad. I mean, I would say that, well, what's sad is that I have said from the start that we have to try to do whatever we can to bring everything out into the open. Try to do what we can to see to it that whatever it is that needs to be done, Dennis, gets done so that one day we can look back and we can tell our kids, we can tell our grandkids, and we can tell our grandkids' kids that when it came time to get into the truth, we did what we thought we had to do. What the heck did I just say?
I don't even know.
I don't know, but it sounded good.
You got to get your Clinton decoder ring out. When any president gets off on that ramble where, you know, they're trying to dodge the core issue and just...
He ran on a platform of change.
Yeah.
That's all we did. A change for new ideas, change for new ideas and a new generation of leadership, and a break from the past and the old ideas and the old generation of leadership for a change into the new generation of leadership and new ideas.
Do you find that if you dislike the president that it gets any wickeder?
It's, you know, I'm amazed that I can still do Reagan and get away with it, because
well, you know, he's an archetype. I mean, Reagan is always going to be with us. He's like Presidents of the Caribbean ride at Disney. You know, like when I think of a president, I'm always going to think of Reagan with the head thing. And
you know, it's interesting. No, I have, well, today, I'll have you know, Dennis, that our standard of living is higher than anywhere in the world. Of course, by our, I'm talking about Nancy and me, we're doing fine. We're working for the Japanese, pushing cellular phones. As a matter of fact, they say those Japanese don't buy American. Well, they bought this one, didn't they?
Yes, they did. Well, what's the Prez knocking off over there? What do you make when you go over there?
$2 million. You know, those darn Tokyonians. Well, the food I don't like, Dennis. No. I asked, well, what is this? It hasn't been cooked. And Nancy said, it's sushi. And I said, well, what kind of salmon roe? And I looked, Dennis, and you could look right through the membranes, and you could see those embryos. And I said, no, that's not for us. That would be taking the lives of innocent, unborn human fish.
Sure it would.
And it would be wrong.
Against?
I said, if we can overturn the roe, then we can eat the rice like Gary Hart did.
Now, he was in the public eye so long before he became president. When you saw he was going to be elected, it must have been manna from heaven for you to...
Well, I was young.
Yeah.
I was very young. I didn't...
But you were still doing these, right?
Yeah. My first impression of a president was Nixon. Actually, I started out doing... It was always authority figures with me. My principal in school I could imitate. I went on the public address system. In his voice, I dismissed the whole school early.
Wow. That's great. That's a great psychological insight, though. That's something about you snickering behind these guys' backs.
No, people ask me if it's true that everybody went home early that day, and the truth is everyone went home a lot earlier than I did on that particular day.
How many of them have you performed in front of? Who have you performed in front of?
Presidents?
Yeah, Reagan?
No, Nancy.
Never in front of Reagan?
No, Nancy didn't like that fellow.
Wow.
No.
Bush, a few times.
He was a good sport. You know, I often feel bad that I had to make fun of him. You wanted to be nice to him. He was a good guy.
He looked at me and said, you know, Barbara and I, we're going to follow your career. I said, well, with your background in the CIA, I don't think you'll have any trouble following my career. You know, what's interesting about birthdays, Sam's birthday is Friday.
Right.
He's 60.
Mm-hmm.
My father, and I see this camera's on, I'd like to wish him a happy 70th birthday on the 11th. And it's interesting, George Bush and I share birthdays.
Wow.
I said to him, I said, we got something in common. We're both 6'2". He says, how about that? I said, we got something else in common. These are the same exact frames that, you know, I like to go authentic when I'm doing impressions. And he said, how about that? And he looks at him and I said, we got something else in common, Mr. President. What's that? Ask me when my birthday is. Now. Yep, June 12th, 1924. He's got a sense of humor.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. We have to take a little break, take some phone calls. George, Ronnie, if you're out there watching, call in. Talk to Jim Morris here on Larry King Live. I'm Dennis Miller. Stay right there.
Sergeant Frank Drebin, Detective Lieutenant Police Squad.
Yeah, and I'm Robert De Niro.
Mr. De Niro, we've got to get inside.
It's action-packed.
I know what I'm doing.
Full-bodied.
What are you doing in my bathing suit?
Star-studded. Leslie Nielsen.
You're so insensitive.
This isn't the toilet seat thing again, is it?
Naked Gun, 33 and a third.
Freeze and nobody gets hurt.
The Final Insult.
From now on.
Rated PG-13. Starts Friday, March 18th at theaters everywhere.
Hi, I'm Jerry Weinberger with MCI. The people you're seeing coming up behind me, the Coltrane family circle. They are spread across the entire United States.
Everybody is calling everybody else.
Friends and family allows me to call them at a discount.
I'd say $44 a year.
$19.
$99.
$159.
Over $55 a year.
The Coltrane Circle of 11 will save about $549 this year.
I was the one who got the circle started in the first place.
Plan for plan, state to state. MCI offers true savings over AT&T.
I need this printed.
You need this printed. I need this copied. You need this printed.
When you need dependable business communication services,
You need this printed.
Suspedi, the business printers, the right impression every time.
If it's happening in the world of sports, then we've got your ticket to all the action.
with a complete wrap-up of late games, scores, and highlights. Follow your favorite teams and athletes on CNN Sports Tonight, late night at 11:30 Pacific.
Imagine being a little kid with a fever. You're miserable, cranky, and now your mommy wants to take your temperature where? But now there's the Thermoscan Instant Thermometer. It takes the temperature here, like many doctors and hospitals now do. So you can take a temperature safely, easily, accurately, in just 1 second. And if Thermoscan is easy on this baby, imagine how well it works on the bigger variety. Thermoscan.
Sunday, nuclear secrets, deadly consequences, billions to clean up, the fallout from America's nuclear shame. CNN presents Sunday.
Hello, folks. Mark Smith here at Green Mountain Ford. I need your help again. All this snow, I'm tired of digging all these trucks out. They need new homes now. I've got F-150s and 250s, gas and diesel. I've got Explorers and Broncos. I've got Rangers. I've got two-wheel drives and I've got four-wheel drives. I'm slashing prices, and even better, no payments until June. Remember, nobody but nobody beats a Green Mountain Ford deal.
Vermont, offering a quality of life that others envy. But Vermont is also open for business. World-class firms, leaders in a variety of fields, make our Green Mountains their home. If your company is looking to expand, talk with the experts at Central Vermont Public Service and learn about incentives that can help you call Vermont home. Vermont, we're open for business.
This is CNN.
Hello, I'm Brian Christie at the CNN Center. Here's a quick look at what's going on. An American Airlines jet skidded off the runway on landing at the airport in Columbus, Ohio. There was an ice storm going on at the time. Passengers were evacuated. No injuries were reported. The Florida teenager who went to court to cut ties with her biological parents is now living with them. Kimberly Mays moved in with Ernest and Regina Twigg after having problems with her legal parents. The arrangement is temporary and a court-appointed guardian approved. Tanya Harding has won a delay in a disciplinary hearing that could end her amateur skating career. The U.S. Figure Skating Association wants to know what she knew about the attack on Nancy Kerrigan. Wednesday's decision from a federal judge in Oregon means Harding will probably be able to skate in this month's World Championships, which she vows to win. I'm Brian Christie. More news coming up a little bit later.
Welcome back to Larry King Live. I'm Dennis Moore. We're talking to Jim Morrison. I understand we have a call from London, probably Princess Di asking you to do something vicious Prince Charles impression. Go ahead, London.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
We'd like to ask you, could you do an impression for us of either John Kennedy or Robert Kennedy? Because we're in the middle of making a film at the moment, and we're going to need a brilliant voice to do either of those or both of them.
This is the intensive research that the English film industry is known for. Let's call long distance and get somebody.
No, I'm sorry. I was a boy. I was in.
You know, do Kennedy.
Do Kennedy?
You know, it's
no,
probably
no.
Yeah.
No, I don't do Kennedy. I do a little Ted. I do Sam.
Any
I do
famous
your first
Brits
guest today.
Yeah, you do Sam Donaldson.
I used to love watching him chase Reagan around the White House. I mean,
Mr. President, is it true? Is it true? You know, Sam, you're a perfect example of where we have failed in our public schools. I didn't go to public school. I'm from another planet.
Any famous Brits? Maybe we can appease them with a Brit.
I used to do Maggie Thatcher. I don't do any women, really. It's a different register. Julia Child, I do. Is she a woman?
Yes.
Wonderful. I'm Julia Child. Marvelous. Excuse me. I just, my souffle's burning. Oh, well, you folks watching at home, my recipe did call for egg whites, now didn't it? Oh,
You must live in fear of the first female president, because then you'll have to do the whole Lacagio Jim thing.
Every 4 years, I freak out. You know, I just, like last year, I mean, Paul Tsongas, I mean, how am I going to do this guy for 4 years?
Killer Tsongas.
Yeah. Oh, well, now I'm working with the Concord Coalition, but economic truth is what we're talking about here. And, I mean, the guy had some great ideas, but he dropped out of the race so early. Right. Because the race to us is just weren't there, Dennis. The race to us is racehorses.
See, now he's not a real problem, though. You've got him. Who out there on the political horizon is a career ender? There's got to be somebody who you just look at and think, if this guy...
Camp. I haven't figured that one out yet. But when it comes down to the wire, you know, I somehow get them. You know, I didn't get to caucus until the week of the Democratic Convention. You know, my friends, if you happen to be the son of Greek immigrants who came to this land, my friends, looking for economic opportunity, that's one word, economic opportunity, and learn to speak Spanish. And you remember Bush looked at him and, we don't need a president who speaks Spanish. We need a president who can talk gibberish. I am that man.
So sometimes they come at the last moment, right? See, true inspiration is...
Support my son, George Jr. out there. George Jr. I get 3 sons running for the George Jr., governor of Texas, got Jeb down there in Florida, and I get Ollie in Virginia. Oh, never knew the guy. What am I talking about? We're Americans. We value human life, unlike those who oppose us, who deserve to die.
Of course. I think we have another phone call from, what was, Columbia, Missouri? Columbia, South Carolina. Sorry, wrong Columbia. Go ahead, South Carolina. Hi. You have a question for Jim?
Yes, I do. Hey, Jim.
Hi.
Hey, Dennis. How are you?
Hi. How you doing?
I've admired both of you. Obviously, you, Dennis, from your work on Saturday Night Live, and Jim, I believe the first time I saw you was on Saturday Night Live.
You? What is the question?
Exactly. I'm from the capital city of Columbia, and we have 2 fairly well-known political senior senators from South Carolina, that being Fritz Hollings and...
I'm not a video. Can you do film a riddle? No, really. No, I take my time with each impression and craft it over time, and I apologize, but, you know, I can recognize the ability, that is a doable person, you know, like Bob Dole, that is doable. Right. So as soon as the Democrats got in, I figured he'd be more of a figurehead for the Republicans, and I started working on a Bob Dole, you know, and that's how it works. Give me a little more than that. If he's knowable, do him. Can you imagine him giving a toast at a wedding? Okay. Well, I don't speak for both sides of the aisle, but I think this is a good package. We think it'll work. Not all we hoped it'd be, but best we could get at the time. We'll just have to wait 9 months, see if they produce anything worthwhile. Good doll. Getting there. It's getting there. Yeah, that's a good one. All right, Jim, we thank you for coming in. What's coming up for you? Anything happening in the near future you want to talk about? My dinner. Okay. We're out of time. I'd like to thank Jim Morris. Larry King Live continues in a moment. Thank you, James.
Coming up, sleight of hand or psychic power. An amazing live demonstration next.
The whole idea of saving for retirement is to get ahead. But if your IRA has annual fees and mutual fund sales charges, it can set you back from the start. To make all your money work for you, put it into a Schwab no annual fee IRA. You can choose from over 200 no-load mutual funds and pay no sales charges. And this performance guide is yours free when you open an account. So to make all your IRA money work for you,
maybe it's time to come to Schwab.
What's all the noise about? Yoplait Crunchin' Yogurt. You mix it, you crunch it. 99% fat-free. Sound satisfying? Yoplait Crunchin' Yogurt. Do it for you.
Friday. Their numbers are growing, they are protected, and they destroy private property. From Kenya, CNN's Gary Stryker reports on the people versus animal protection. Elephant Wars, a CNN special, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Friday.
Tomorrow night, guest host Dennis Miller, an off-beat performance artist who's spending your tax dollars on this. She'll debate a leading congressman who's seen enough on Larry King Live tomorrow night, 9 Eastern, on CNN.
We are back on Larry King Live, where the way we figure it, people love to be amazed. From circus stars to rabbits coming out of hats, who doesn't like to wonder, hey, how'd he do that? Well, here's your next chance as we mix magic with a little psychology and a hint of psychic realm. Please welcome a man who calls himself a mentalist, Craig Carter. Craig, nice to have you here, sir.
Nice to be here.
Now listen, I have to ask you right up front. I'm always amazed by the simple fact is they say we have 20% of our mind that we'd probably actively use, 10 to 20%.
Some of it's less.
And the 80% that we don't, I'm always amazed that when somebody finally breaks through the barrier and delves into that mysterious 80%, that the main offshoot of that is that they're able to bend cutlery with their mind.
I know.
Certainly there's something more in
cancer or something like that.
Yeah, well, is that all that lies in
I think that's pretty much
the
it.
subconscious?
Yeah.
Just
No, I think there's all kinds of possibilities. I believe in extreme possibilities, or at least the fact that we can do anything with our minds if you can tap into the 80% of it that supposedly lies dormant. But you're right, you know, it's like a frivolous little thing that you would do. It's interesting to watch, it's interesting to see.
Do you even believe the contention that we don't use 80% of it? I always hear that, and I think the mind is so mysterious. How do they know
People don't even understand how the mind works, you know, so I think it's nice. People like to have labels to put on things. They like to say, well, you know, this part of the brain is responsible for this function, and this is this, but you can't really. No one really even, I did a program for a group of psychologists and psychiatrists. They don't really understand the workings of the human mind.
Right.
So it's a major mystery,
Yeah.
regardless of what percentage of it we use and what percentage we don't, and what lies within that.
Well, you know,
unused
somebody
portion.
who's been in Freudian therapy for a good portion of his adult life, I'm not sure we want to tap into that well.
Could be true, too.
Because it gets a little weird down there. Okay, we're going to have a demonstration right up front. I don't know if this is a gift you have or if this is tricks, but you're going to
try to do something, but I need a volunteer.
Oh, well, I think we have somebody from our studio audience here tonight.
A studio audience member?
Bit of a skeptic, maybe. Who do we have?
Who do we have?
I think it's Mr. Perot.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now,
You could do like
I
switch
figured
them.
you'd have me. Now, where should I stand? A little to the right?
Here, over here, Mr. Perot.
It's
right
Ross
here.
Perot, everybody.
Right here, sir.
All right, now what are you going to do with the table here?
Well, we're going to try to get it to move. No, I just want you to do. You're going to examine it before we get started, Mr. Perot, if you don't mind. Move this up.
Check under the hood.
Ross, look it over good, baby.
Yeah. Sam would be good for this.
Huh?
Hey, just come around here. Put your hands on top. Run it around. Make sure that it's a solid surface. You know, it's not a spongy material. There are no bowling ball holes on the top. You can don't get too involved with it. But, you know, but no depression for your palms or anything like that.
That'd be
Now,
nice to set your charts up on, Ross.
Obviously, we're in the middle of a studio on the pool light, and we just moved the table around 3 or 4 different times before the break. There are no strings or wires attached to it. They may think...
Jimmy, really, look, give it a once-over, man. Make sure, because this is weird to me. Nothing.
You can also, after you see it, you may think like magnetism is involved. So, a pair of scissors made out of metal, magnet made out of magnet. And,
so scientific.
Yeah, it is. It's very scientific. Take the magnet from the scissors and place it on top of the table. Just kind of run it around. Make sure there's not enough metal to even it. Isn't this wrong? Make sure there's like no metal to attract the magnet or cause it to pause or anything like that. And then just check the reverse. You can leave that rest somewhere. And just move the scissors around. Make sure there are no hidden magnets. Fits into material or buried into the wood. Fair enough?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, one final explanation before we get started. And I don't know exactly how much movement we'll get after all this. But one final explanation is that there's some type of a tape or a glue, an adhesive, something sticky either on my palms or on the top of the table. You felt the top of the table. There's nothing sticky. Just want you to feel the palms of my hands. Make sure that there's nothing sticky there. Okay? Fair enough? Just put this scarf over the top of the table. That way, in case somehow, covertly, I put super glue on the palms of my hands, then press my hand to the scarf and lift in my hands. If I did that, then all I would accomplish is that I would have a scarf stuck permanently to the palms of my hands. So that is the setup. Now here's what we're going to do. I'm going to ask you just to put your hands, tell you what, because of the space that we have to operate in, we'll do it like this. You'll stand like opposite me. Take your left hand, put your left hand right up there in that square. Take your right hand, put it like in the opposite square right there. Now, just lightly lift up on your palm so only your fingertips touch the top of the table, just your fingertips. You'll feel the table start to move beneath your fingertips. But I don't want you to keep touching the table and just stay opposite me. We'll keep the table between us. Touch a little bit heavier than that. Stay directly opposite me.
Wow, Ouija gone mad.
Don't make me laugh, Dennis.
I'm sorry. I don't want to break the psychic framework.
Whoa.
Not bad.
Now, Jim, hands off. Just stand back by the desk.
Beautiful. Now, Jim, tell me, what did it feel like?
His handshake?
No, the lift, when it was lifting.
It definitely felt, it felt like something was going on.
Get over here, Cargus. I want, move something else. I got to see this up
I'm going to take him out.
Take that home with you.
Huh?
Good
wow. Now, that's weird, Jimmy. Are you one of those guys who could have, like, killed Bruce Lee just by touching him and rewiring his circuitry?
Careful.
Stop it. Move something on this table right in front of me, a small thing. Can you do that?
I don't know. Do we have time?
Okay, we'll take a break. We'll set this up. We'll come back. I really want to analyze this because this weirds me out. We'll be right back in a moment with Craig Cargus. This is the Larry King Live Show in Washington.
Everyone wants their ideas to look good. But not everyone has a desk jet. Yet. Desk jet printers from Hewlett-Packard. Make it happen.
The finest one-volume history of the most important event of our century. A World at Arms by Gerhard L. Weinberg, new from Cambridge University Press. Available at bookstores everywhere.
There you go.
Coffee?
Cappuccino. Vanilla cappuccino.
Mocha cappuccino. Make that a decaf mocha.
Okay. Only Maxwell House makes cappuccino in all these flavors.
One cappuccino, one mocha decaf cappuccino. And for you, vanilla.
Maxwell House cappuccinos. The magic without the machine.
For those of you who seek the stars, we offer you diamonds in their image. See your jeweler.
Oh, we're back with Craig Cargus, occupation mentalist. He is in the process of amazing me. Now, I have to see this in a limited theater up
We're
close.
going to do this just for you, right?
I want you to move something right in front of me on this tabletop. What do you have to move?
We have stuff in here.
Some
Look.
little magic stuff here?
We have all kinds of stuff.
Oh.
Piece of cardboard. This is simple.
Could you do this with Amazing Randy sitting in this chair?
Yes.
You could?
No, well, I could do it.
All right, but he would be onto it. Okay, which of these three objects?
No, what I want you to do is to set this up. We've got to get an object that's lightweight, because I'm not going to touch it. With the table, I touch it. This, I'm not going to touch it at all. It's a book of matches, piece of cardboard, and this. Toothpick. I want you to take the toothpick and just insert it into the book of matches. And see that there's already a hole there. You can just punch it in through the... No, I mean, I'm sorry. Stick it through the outside.
Okay.
Punch it down through the actual...
Wow, I feel like MacGyver setting up some bomb.
There's a hole already there,
okay,
Dennis.
sorry. Oh, I have to use your hole.
Well, you can make
All
another
right.
hole, but I'm just trying to make it
Okay,
easier.
I want to do
Now-
everything.
Now, if you crease that up, just kind of follow the folds that are on there, or I could just, that's what I want. So, and then I want you to, right.
Lilliputian origami.
Yeah, right, exactly.
And put it on top?
Yeah, put it on top.
A little
the delicate
Ted Lange Love Boat drink?
Yeah,
okay.
Perfect.
Beautiful.
Now, see, it's moving.
Yeah, of course
Pretty
it is.
amazing.
Come on.
Now, wait, I'm going to try to control the movement of it.
All right. You immerse yourself.
I see
It went away there?
well, it fell off the toothpick.
Oh.
But you can see if it gets up there where it's balanced.
Naturally, we have a call from L.A. about all this because, you know, out there, this is considered poli-sci. Let's go to our caller. Los Angeles, go ahead.
Yes, guilty as charged. Hi, Dennis.
Hey, how are you?
I wanted to say very quickly, I'm very much enjoying seeing you on TV again.
Oh, well,
best
thank
thing
you.
I've seen since you smashed up the desk with Roger Daltrey about a year ago.
Anarchy in the UK.
My question was on how much of this is performing art, you know, magic, and how much is parapsychology?
Well, what I do is an entertainment. It's performance. I combine the techniques of a magician, a psychologist, and part of what I do is intuitive or psychic, whatever you want to call it. But I don't try to shift people's belief structures. Loosely, in my formal show, a third of what I do is illusion, a third of what I do is psychologically based, and then a third of what I do goes beyond that, and that's where I can have the freedom to sort of play around and try different things.
Right. You don't want to, because you seem too straight to me. You seem like such a nice guy. I can't see
Not
you
going to start
tapping
a
into...
church, no. And
But
do
you know what I mean, where you go off the jokes down or something.
No, we're not going to do cool
Okay, you got one more quick one? We have around a minute and 45 seconds. Is there anything we can do? Can we fit something in?
I'll quiz you real quick.
Okay.
You give me answers as fast as you can.
Go ahead.
You're going to live a past life, okay? What's your birth date, month, day, and year?
Of
a fictional past life.
character? May 23rd, 1901.
Okay, you can tell things about people by what they say. We will label that then as the answer to the question, and then I want you to give me a country. Where were you born?
Bolivia.
Okay, now give me a name. First name only.
Eddie.
Eddie in Bolivia?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this doesn't actually have to make sense. Now, I want you to give me an occupation. What
I'm
was
giving
Eddie,
you an actual past
what
life of mine, and you're
What was
ridiculing
Eddie
me.
doing in Bolivia at the time? How did Eddie
He
make his
repaired
living?
24-hour ATM machines.
He was an ATM repairman. Okay, repair. So now, if you say these things to me, I can analyze. I've been analyzing what your answers
Mean about me.
Yeah,
So it's
right.
sort of a
thank
verbal
you.
Rorschach thing here.
Yeah, it is. And the Rorschach thing is not even.
I knew you were thinking
So,
that.
There are your answers to my questions, and there are my analysis of what you said. So you said your name was, you were born in May 23rd,
1901. What does that translate
Bolivia,
to me?
that's sarcastic sense of humor.
Why does that mean that?
It just does. You don't believe me, do you?
No,
Let me show you something.
I'm getting lured in here to be whacked with a
Knowing what
bull
I
shield.
anticipated about you, knowing what I know about you.
Because I'm going to say, this is so simplistic.
Right.
And now...
Let me show you something.
You Zorro me. All right.
It's in my wallet.
You're going to
have a zipper compartment and sealed envelopes inside here. This is what I want to show you. It's just kind of interesting. You know, we can grab the things. This envelope's been sealed shut. A couple of things I want you to notice about what's inside, though. Hold it up to the light, you can see. Tell you what, just take it, reach inside, pull out what you find. There's actually a couple of things.
Tom Hanks, Philadelphia. No, sorry, I'm doing my Oscar thing. 4:35 Wednesday, February 23rd. I'm in a hotel room in Boston. I just found out in 2 weeks I'll be appearing on Larry King Live with guest host Dennis Miller. I'm looking at a ad photograph of Dennis now. During the interview, Dennis will create an imaginary past life. He will be born on May 23rd, 1901 in the country of Bolivia. He will choose the name Eddie and will work as an ATM repairman. Now, it's fine. I admire the dexterity of getting it into the envelope and sealing, but I know you didn't think that. Stop that.
Sure I did. Look at this face.
We got to take a break, and you know that. I don't have to tell you that. We'll be right back, right after this with Craig Cargus.
What they do is simple. So simple it would be easy to miss it altogether. But they're making a difference. You see, drunk driving fatalities are down 32% in the last 10 years. And fatalities from teen drunk driving are down 60%. So to everyone who checks an ID, offers to call a cab, or helps a customer know when to say when, we extend our thanks. By doing what's right, you are making things better. A message from Anheuser-Busch.
Without knowing, American businesses wasted $1 billion last year by using the wrong long-distance company. $1 billion that could have been reinvested in those businesses. That's why MCI announces a $1 billion stimulus plan for American business. Get all the savings from Proof Positive, plus we'll send you a check that doubles your savings every time you get a Proof Positive statement this year. Call and make the most stimulating investment of all, an investment in your business.
Shipping a package to Omaha, that's a milk run. Try customs in Shanghai. Red tape, regulations, the Great Wall of bureaucracy. That calls for local know-how. DHL, we'll take it from here.
I need this printed. You need this speeding. I need this copied. You need this speeding.
When you need dependable business communication services,
You need this speeding.
so Speedy, the business printers, the right impression every time.
Sunday, nuclear secrets, deadly consequences. Radiation contaminated dozens of towns, affecting thousands. The cover-up may be unraveling. Fallout from America's nuclear shame. CNN presents Sunday, 9 Eastern.
The storm system that you see lying off the eastern seaboard by Thursday evening really had quite a legacy. As a matter of fact, in Cape Girardeau, Missouri, they saw about a foot of snowfall. Slippery weather across southeastern Michigan produced quite a number of accidents. And at Harrison, Arkansas, 18 inches of snowfall. So we're glad it's over and done with. For the most part, it does look like in the early morning hours, interior sections of the Northeast from Ohio to Pennsylvania into New York and for Vermont and New Hampshire, you'll pick up some snow, maybe a thin area where it will change over to ice or an icy mixture. You'll see the cold temperatures as well. Thursday, we just have a few more weeks left of winter, but still rather chilly. 20s across Ontario and into Quebec. 30s reach down across the Ohio Valley. We're squeezing out 60s, 70s, and 80s across the deep south. In Denver, you may come close to that 60-degree mark. As a matter of fact, Spokane and Seattle and Portland, Oregon will see readings in the 50s. About 74 degrees expected for Los Angeles. Bear, Alaska, though, still in the deep freeze with some flurries, 15 below. Some snow showers for Nome and 25. Some passing showers across San Juan, although it looks like the cloud cover is going to be a little bit more evident because of a frontal